Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I was working on my newest political cartoon for the Harper's Weekly. Hi, I'm Thomas Nast, a famous cartoonist, and I'm known as the father of American caricature because of my political cartoons of Boss Tweed and his corruption and creation of the Tammany Hall. I study here at Northwestern on art. I have always considered myself a very radical person when it comes to politics, and it's most likely due to my dad. I was born and raised in Germany for the early parts of my childhood, which is why I have this German flag on my desk. But due to my dad's very liberal and progressive views for the time period, he felt it was no longer safe for my mother, sister, and I to live in Germany and sent us to New York. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm an immigrant? Let me explain. I'm an old immigrant. I'm one of those immigrants who came and I was educated and I was prepared to work because I knew that I was at the bottom. But these new immigrants, these Irish and these Catholics, are drunks, are getting away with whatever they want and are stealing jobs. You can see it in many of my cartoons because I didn't just focus on Boss Tweed because there was many issues going on in America. All of these cartoons were published in the Harper's Weekly. I've been working there since 1862. One of my earliest pieces of work was Union heroes fighting in a useless war, and that helped Lincoln get reelected. I think very highly of Lincoln because I am a radical Republican, and I felt that Lincoln and Grant were both very good presidents. Speaking of how much I love Lincoln, let me show you something on my computer. I'm just about to buy the book, The Life of Abraham Lincoln, which is by one of my roommates, Ida M. Tarbow. Along with these great political cartoons I've done, I've also popularized some images that you see today in pop culture, including the modern image of Santa Claus and also the elephant for being the symbol of the Republican Party and the donkey being the symbol of the Democratic Party, which is why I have these super cute stuffed animals in my room to hug and have so much love to when days are getting stressful working on my new political cartoons. I also have on my screensaver and my wall a picture of my wife and my 5 beautiful kids to remind me who I love dearly and what I'm working for. Thanks for touring my room. Now on to my next roommate.
Hello, my name is William Randolph Hertz, your everyday journalism major here at Northwestern. Well, maybe not every day, considering the fact that I did try to consider running for presidency of the Democratic Party in 1904, but I was already famous because of some of my works for my propaganda, I think it's called, but people at my time period would call it yellow journalism. Now I believe in this modern day and age, you would say it's fake news and scandals and it's all just not real, but that is absolutely not true. You see, I am a very, very well-educated person. I actually went to Harvard for
You were expelled!
Excuse me, I am very, very well-educated. Details do not matter. I did go to school. Anyways, my inspiration was Mr. Joseph Pulitzer. And he was really known for his cartoons that really were trying to liberate Cuba, trying to help the Cubans against Spain. And I believe that, yes, we should have done this. But people in my political party didn't necessarily agree with this because they just didn't like that. And I honestly, I don't know how to say about that. I think that we definitely needed this little push for war, really needed to help him out because we are an American superpower now. The Spain was just too strong, and this is why I have my little word board over here, as you can see. It says, save the Cubans, stop Spain. Because Spain, we don't need them competing against us. We're strong on our own. We don't need another country to be like fighting against us. And we've won wars in our past, so that is all well, all good, all important. Now I was born and raised in California, and as you can see here, I have, oh no, well, there goes one piece. But we have this nice little gold coin here. It was from my father, who was part of the California Gold Rush. And he really encouraged me and really supported me during my time, during my career, where I now work for the New York Morning Journal. And I also started working for the Evening Journal a year later after that. And with his support, I got to meet really famous writers like Mark Twain, Jack London, and overall, I just believe I am a very, very intellectual person. And now we have one other roommate, but I don't know where they are. I don't know where they've been.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was driving my car. It's electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie. Anyways, before I get started, let me just wash my hands. This is a soap that uses nothing from oil refinery systems. It's so amazing. It's just like my car because I have this big thing against oil. Well, I have this big thing against Rockefeller in general. I even wrote a book about it. It's called The History of the Standard Oil Company. I'm sure you've heard about it. It just calls out Rockefeller on everything he did and how terrible of a person he is. That's why he went bald. He was such a terrible person. Or maybe because he had alopecia. But, like, terrible things happen to terrible people. Anyways, I wrote this book because when I was 14, I saw the Cleveland Massacre happen. That's why I have this Ohio keychain right here. Well, I saw it happen because my father was one of the people that Rockefeller just took advantage of. It was downright rude. I also wrote biographies for people like Abraham Lincoln and Napoleon, which is why I go to school now for humanities. But decided to minor in bio. I decided to minor in bio because when I went to school the first time, that's what I majored in. The first time I went to school, I was the only girl that graduated in my class, and that's why I'm rooming with 2 guys now. I also never married. You could say that I'm a feminist. That's why I have current day Ruth Bader Ginsburg magnet and just a bunch of women playing sports. Well, oui, that's yes in French. I lived in Paris for a couple years, if you didn't know. Anyways, I've got to get back to writing.